Hey Batlings! Today we're going to be doing a reaction video. This is a new form of content on my channel, so I really hope you guys like it and enjoy it. This was one of the most recommended videos for me to react to over in the Discord. So yeah, make sure you tune into my Twitch live streams and join the Discord. Bye!
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 five-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or BookTok, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women, in particular, have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about
Morning Glory Milking Farm. I'm afraid.
About a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't be great at like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
What?
Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and
Wait, did I hear that correctly? She said she gets a job. Never mind.
obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash, then I am a fucking raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this because it is so good.
Oh no.
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female Gooners. Now, for those of you unaware,
there's no shot that someone actually made a TikTok like that. Imagine being your family member and you go to your TikTok and it's just you going, I read smut, 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 smut. Like, what are we doing?
Gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their life.
Mom, you saw me celebrate the fact that I read a book. Just ignore that.
Lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collection.
You know what's crazy?
They discuss their smut openly on TikTok.
I see. Oh, this is such a crazy fucking image. First of all, this is wicked, but I actually, like, the amount of times I've seen, like, people on book talks talk about books. Like, there was this one book about a guy, like, I don't even know how to say this without literally, like, getting TOS hammered. He was,
they go to smut conventions and get choked out by.
He was doing it with a gun, a loaded gun, and all the girls on book talk was like, oh my god, it's so hot, I wish someone would shove a gun up my, and I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you guys genuinely okay?
9 foot.
Half of you would not actually want this shit to happen. Let's be so real.
Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoe,
that is not hot.
Isn't this the pot
You're fucking delusional. You need help.
Degenerate. Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed for 5 days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly
men are the one who crave violence?
magical
Of course. Of
But one of
course.
the most mysterious
all men
aspects
love
of
violence.
Men is our
all men love
sexuality.
violence.
You
That's
see, us
all
women
we
are
crave.
not like those
all you guys
disgusting
crave, right?
moids. No,
Yes.
we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No. We read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand.
It's different.
It's, okay
it's
when
more.
we do it.
It's more educated. It's more on the intelligent side. No, I'm not watching two people hunchback each other. I'm visualizing it with my own mind.
So let's talk about
different,
it. Let's
chat.
talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political things aren't important, trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics
You're
and the
so
news
right,
when
Emmanuel.
you can. I know it can be
Violence-
difficult to do,
Violence
but
is
fear
the
not.
average
I am an app
American
for that.
life.
So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy way to read news
It
from
depends,
all
Devil.
across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center.
I might.
Every story comes with a
I was
quick
thinking
visual
of just
breakdown
putting it
of
on
political
regular,
bias
to be
that helps
honest.
you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features on Ground News is the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political aisle and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Gavin Newsom is signing a bill to give 800,000 Uber and Lyft drivers in California the right to unionize.
There's not enough help
Pretty
for these
cool.
people.
Rare
Not at
Newsom
all.
W.
We're
12 news sources
cooked.
covered this. 7 were
cooked.
left wing and
I've
0
been seeing
were
a
right
lot
wing,
more,
because
like,
the right is covering
smut
a
books
far
going
more
around too, which is the
important
crazy
topic.
part.
Harvard hires drag performer Lahore
Foreign.
Vajistan as a visiting professor.
Yeah, I'm just reacting to
21
some stuff
news
that
sources covered this. 20 were
links
right wing.
wanted me to watch.
1 was left wing.
You guys really wanted me to watch
A country
Shoe0nHead.
divided, truly.
I
Ground
actually
News
like
also
her
makes
video.
it
This
very
is a
easy to
funny
compare
video.
Headlines, so you can see
I
how
like
political
this.
bias completely reframes a story. For example, talking about how Trump has been posting a bunch of those sombrero memes, and the New York Post says
This
White House
essential
official
American
behind
trait
Trump's
us Americans
hilarious
can't
meme
live
war on
without.
Dems
How can I
revealed,
live
and
my
then
life
a left-wing
knowing that
outlet
there's
covers the
no
same
violence
story,
and
like,
it's just a
as the
peaceful
shutdown
fucking
continues,
world?
A checked out
How
Trump
dare?
posts
How
childish
dare?
memes. Wildly different vibes.
Foreigners
going on
would
here.
never
I've been using
understand
Ground News
us.
since 2021. It
They
is
don't
one of my
understand
favorite apps. Like, it is my go-to
our
look
love
when I
for
wake
shootings
up. I, like,
and
check Twitter, and then I
and
check Ground News like immediately. But don't
domestic
just take my word
violence
for it.
cases.
Even the Nobel Peace
Uh-huh.
Center called it an excellent way
Exactly.
to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off
You know
their
what, Shoe?
Advantage
Pop
plan,
off.
which is the plan I use to access all viewer for not skipping the ad.
Yes, I did
Right.
not skip the ad.
So
I skipped like
let's
2
get
seconds.
back to the video.
Okay.
Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they
There's
are
some
rated
very
by
cringy
the
fucking
spice.
videos on Book
And what
Talk.
does spice mean?
I mean books. I literally
It means porn.
the
Spice-
one time I went and I was like, what's all the rave about? So let me go read one of these books. And it was like an Amazon book, and I got it. And the first few, like the first chapter, it literally looked like it was written by a 13-year-old who just discovered what sex is. Like the plot was, there was no plot. It was literally like 90% sex scenes and like 10% talking. And the sex scene was just the same thing regurgitated over and over again. Like it's
Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book
Spice,
they're
and it's
currently
just
reading?
90%
Spice.
90%
The
sex,
spiciest
2%
book going
talking.
viral on Book Talk lately is none other
So
than
great.
Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. Violet is a typical
never
down
read
on
a
her
book
luck
recommendation
millennial,
from Book Talk
mid-20s,
ever again.
Overeducated and
It's
drowning
actually
in
straight
debt.
Gooner.
Oh my God.
It's
She's
it's
stuff like me,
literally
on
straight
the verge
Gooner.
of moving into her parents' basement. When a lifeline
Fantasy?
appears in the
No,
form
how
of a
about
very
fantasy and fuck?
unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek, she has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm
What?
offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is grade A certified prime beef. Oh, God. With the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Grade A certified prime beef. Is that what they're using to describe his... Bro, hell, are we being so for real right now?
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and
The thing says a monster bait romance. This is a monster beat romance. What the fuck?
Toxic masculinity. In this text, we see that the tingling sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
The tingling sensation in her
coochie video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and
no
I'm
shot.
not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males. And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here like selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote,
I'm afraid.
the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this. Like, you know, just a dude with, like, horns. Then I see the official artwork.
Yeah.
That's
no way this is what it looks like. I was about to say, you know what? Like, if it's like, you know, like a half animal, half guy, you know, kind of like the fucking guy with the horse body or whatever those are called. Like, if it's just him, he just has, like, you know, horns and like a little bit of fur on the arms or something. This is a fucking animal. This is literally a fucking animal. That is a full-on fuck-ass cow. You're fantasizing about a full-ass fuck-ass cow.
Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight-up cow. In a few parts, they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like...
How is that hot?
I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was more disgusting than anything.
So this is a zoophile book. This is a zoophile book. This isn't even like... No, this is not fantasy gooner. This is just straight up zoophile, bro. Like, if the image in your head is you fucking a quite literal cow, and you're getting hot and flustered by getting fucked by a cow, this is a fucking zoophile book.
Else describe.
I don't know. I don't even think furries would go
She's
this
like
far.
describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big
I don't even think
his tongue is.
furries
She's
would
like
go this
describing
far.
the shit, and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale.
Yeah, look at that. He's a full fucking cow. They do not look like humans and have a few humanoid features.
Here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She also f***ers his ass.
Oh,
she f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an
no!
uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member. All members get the uncensored version of every video. So you can hear me talk about fucking and f***ing a cow's ass. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway, I like how in this fantasy world, student loans still exist. Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans.
Hold on. Honestly, Infinite, seeing that they would love Animorphs. Hold on. I actually genuinely liked that shit as a kid. Like, Animorphs was a fire, like, series to me. I don't know why. It was pretty cool, like the morphing into, like, I don't even remember half of what the fuck it's about. I just remember the distinct cover of them like morphing from human to animal really poorly. Like that shit, the edited covers were so fucking bad. That's a whole different topic.
Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means like you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part, though, has to be when they go on a date. I need to just read this to you.
Imagine going on a date with a literal fucking cow.
She attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half.
What kind of feminist am I? Gosh. I can't even be a independent woman and pay my half of the bill.
The other night and shouldn't have. Violet. If the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her, the heat of his hand dropping to her knee would have.
This is making me so fucking uncomfortable.
I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort.
What is this bullshit? This is so.
Comfort is the only thing that.
I'm giving all the orders. But you hold all the cards. I'll do whatever you say as your monster fucking cow man.
That counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me
this is horrible.
But that's not happening.
I'm actually
don't think
cringing.
I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again.
In our careers, bro, you're a fucking cow.
You can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down
I can't believe
of your time.
people
but I'm
actually read this shit.
Someone.
There's no way.
So when you're with me,
there's no way
I'm
people are
you.
actually raving
End
over
of
this
story.
fucking book.
She
This is the worst book I've ever.
She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment
I'm
that
genuinely
he
losing brain cells. Like I feel like I'm about to have a fucking aneurysm.
First on his cock with an open mouth.
What? How did we get here? Let me read that. She was a good feminist. She told herself. She definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated whoa! What are we saying here? How the fuck did we get to this point? Hello? So because he it went from a nice little date and this cow guy offering to pay to being this how do we get from point A to B? How I can't fathom what is genuinely happening. If this is bestseller, I'm like I will probably never get back into reading. Like this is actually fucking insane if these are best-selling books.
Without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman,
how do you even come with a plot like
or
this?
Two bowls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will
right,
fold like a lawn chair and
name.
Instantly return to factory setting.
Imagine if it's just a guy like writing all these books and he's just fucking banking off of gooner women. Let's go.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings.
That's insane.
And a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000.
Oh, book 1 of 5. There's more. There's more. It's a series. It's a series. It's a fucking series. There's no shot.
Ratings.
There's no shot.
Some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be porn. The plot is pretty good. The plot? Please. This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles. Like,
there is
sure
no plot.
This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened.
I think
Our
I'm
eyes will
lactose
never see the
intolerant
gates
now.
of heaven. 1 star. Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Listen.
Why would you give this book to your mom? First off, honestly, I don't know. Maybe some people have that type of relationship with their parents. I'm not giving my mom a fucking Gooner book where the plot is fucking a cow and getting his bro. Just talking about it's fucking disgusting. Getting his cow milk.
Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot-tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald,
you have to be a buff, muscular cow guy with a fucking 18-inch donger and infinite stamina, squirting milk.
Detected. This isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next.
I refuse to believe that's a real review. I refuse to believe that's a real review.
I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster
you were so excited to leave a book review like that. I refuse to believe it. She milked her way into financial freedom.
Bull cock matters. Oh my god. Edit that out. Editor. Edit that out.
They're not editing that out. Yeah, you're cooked.
Now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting
I might want to down a bottle of Tylenol at this point.
I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast.
Gentling the
Cupcakes
beast.
for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence.
No.
The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon.
No.
There's something about dragons.
Is she pregnant from a fucking dragon? Did I see that correctly? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by...
I know you're fucking lying.
The dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles.
No.
Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain bear.
Mated to the bear? Oh, they really did choose the fucking bear. Wow.
Oh, so this is why they chose the bear.
Oh my god.
The billionaire orc. Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce.
Oh my god. Not me. Are you thinking the same thing?
Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm, and it's not
that's
a
what you
farm like with cows.
show you.
What it is
your husband is probably so confused, and it's the reason why you're reading this shit.
See,
I
honey,
would never show any.
And she got stuck in the water.
I would never. I would take this shit to the grave. I would genuinely take this shit to the grave. I would literally take this to the grave.
Women on TikTok are openly, proudly.
I would never go out and be like, "Hey, I read this book about a minotaur, and it's this girl, and she starts working for him, and what she does as his employee is she literally just jacks him off and takes his milk, his apparently creamy ill
talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it.
Why is this so okay to publicly discuss?
I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Reading best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching.
Like, I don't think anyone sits around and shows their friend the shit that they're watching, but a group of girls will absolutely sit around and talk about their favorite sex scene from their book, and they'll go into detail about how they wish it was them
while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages...
Like, surely people don't sit around and discuss the videos that they're watching together, right? Like, does that make sense? Am I making sense right now? It's just I just find it weird. Yes, girl, did you read that one scene where
16 and 73 watch porn in any random month? There's statistically no way all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at
what this reminds me of? Wait. You guys have to see this. You have to see. I literally saw this tweet earlier. I'm not even joking. I saw this tweet earlier. Hold on. This is crazy. It just reminded me of this. Where is it? I saw this tweet earlier. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I hope I can find it. I'm so sorry. I feel like... Hold on. You guys are gonna be like, what the fuck? No. Oh, wow. Hold on. Gosh, looking up this is scary. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so glad I was not showing this on stream. This is actually scary. Okay, look. So, this girl, right? Hold on. You guys have to see this really quick. This girl read 120 books this year. She read 120 books this year. Someone looked up every book, every title of every book. These were all smut books. She read 120 smut books. 120. She read, I don't know if it's in the quote retweets or what, but someone was like, I'm not going to scroll too far. Oh, here it is. Yes. This is literally reminds me of the video we're watching right now. Like, this is a proud female gooner. She read 120 books, and they're all gooner books. But and then people are like, you guys are hating on her because at the end of the day, she's reading and you're not. She actually reads and you don't. But they're all smut books. She's actually reading and you're not. Men just hate to see women excel in life. They hate to see women succeed. I watched 120 movies, Google's titles, and they're all in time. Oh my god, I just can't believe that. Like, no, this video is perfect because it literally was tweeted the other day. Like, I was like, wait, I literally just saw this shit on Twitter. I actually just saw this shit on Twitter. It's so real. I did not think it was actually real. This is actually legit.
From the perspective of female desire.
This is actually
Scenes
legit.
that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes.
That is
in
a problem.
one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine a group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend?
That is literally what is happening. That's literally what is happening. Like, that's exactly what TikTok is. You're just fucking sitting there. You're fucking sitting there and you're boasting about the corn that you fucking read. No guy would ever sit here and make thousands of TikToks about how excited he is to read, to watch sister on sister action, bro. Motherfuckers will take that shit to the grave.
That's a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny. It's funny. If that makes me a sexist or misogynist, you got me. To act like you are so different and above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading,
it's literally visualized porn.
But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't
you are
all
reading
that
something that helps you form the scene in your head so that you can get off to it.
For example,
it's really no different.
Not yet discovered
not one is not more superior than the other. It's just a lot more publicized and a lot more talked about, and it's very weird.
Stay inside their partners until the swelling
It's just
subsides.
very fucking weird.
Oh, honey, that's not a popular
higher
trend in romantasy. That's just a thing.
You can't read 120 smut books in a year and then bash people for watching so and so. You are still technically watching so and so. Let's be real. Like, you have an addiction to 120 books. You have an addiction too. No one's better than the other. We're all watching and reading that shit, clearly. That's crazy.
Real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid
private shit
corny
stays
Hallmark
private
thing going home for Christmas?
They normalized what men wouldn't do. Holy fuck, I missed that. Is it this?
Till the swelling subsides. Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What happened to that? We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. 50 Shades of Grey is probably the most normal shit someone could read. This 50 Shades of Grey is nothing compared to a fucking cow man, a fucking minotaur. Let's be so real. Or getting cooked up by a loaded gun.
It was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little
At least
secret.
50 Shades of Grey involves humans and not animals.
Than the average
Exactly.
hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close. The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with role play. You know, fiction is fiction, right?
Oh,
you know, you're
God,
not
if this weird ass book gets a movie adaptation, I'm literally, I have lost all faith in the human race.
Or at least I hope not. We all know there is a difference
Humanity
between
is
fantasy
gone.
and
It's
reality.
already getting
well,
there.
what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality? Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
Oh no.
What in the eyes wide shut is going on here?
I don't
Sinners and
know.
Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors
They had
and
a dark
fans alike.
romance
so
ball?
what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright, y'all,
No
it appears I
way
have
they
to make
did
a
a
post that I'm
smut
frankly pretty
con.
goddamn upset I have to make.
What?
This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So
I've
listen,
never heard about Sinners and Stardust. What the fuck is this? We're throwing smut cons. Never mind about the movie adaptation. I'm already
he's a man,
losing
right?
hope.
But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello?
Wait, were women doing that? Shut the fuck up. Y'all were touching on, y'all were sexually assaulting these men? Why is this not more, why was this not more talked about? I've never heard of this convention before. Oh, right, it's because guys can't get sexually assaulted and guys can't be great, apparently. I hate that fucking take. That's the stupidest fucking take I've ever heard. That's so
okay
stupid.
To quite literally back him into a corner and touch.
If the roles were reversed, and that was men groping up, this would be the most talked about shit on social media. This would be all over social media for months, for like the entire fucking year. Why have I never heard about this shit before? That is so fucking disgusting. You're sitting here groping up on men because
all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him
hello? Oh, these bitches are sick. These are some sick fucking bitches, bro. Never host some shit like this again, and every fucking woman there needs to be taken to jail. Every woman that sat there fucking harassing and groping and literally assaulting these men, pack them up.
Repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that, and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt.
No, this is bad. This is worse than a corn addiction. This is actually mental. This is actually mental. You actually have to be fucking mental to sit there and think that men would want that because they're guys. Because they're guys, you think that they'd want to be felt all up on? Is that how we look at men? Is that how we look at men? We just think men just want to jump and bark and fucking fuck on anything that touches on them? Is that how we think of men? Get the fuck out of here.
When he tries to get away. And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety. And then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy.
What? What the? Did anyone get fucking arrested? Holy shit! Is that guy okay? Oh my god! I swear to you, if that was a woman in that situation, if that was a woman, the guy would be fucking dead. He'd literally be dead. He'd literally be fucking dead. God forbid a guy gets fucking abused and fucking harassed and molested. And nothing happened to those women? Nothing happened to those women. Did they just walk scotch fucking free after ruining this guy's fucking life? I bet his mental health is in the fucking gutter. Oh, but he's a guy, and guys can't get fucking sexually assaulted. Guys are stronger than women. Guys could never, because they're stronger than women. Why didn't he just put like hello?
I dressed like,
and I guarantee you that's probably how they all are fucking thinking. Oh well, if he didn't want it, he'd just push me off because he's a strong guy. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up.
In one of the romantasy books,
I'm actually about to tweak out.
Convention.
This is fucking horrible.
That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves.
They got away with it. What? And then the people wonder why I fucking sit here and I speak for men all the time. Because shit like this is fucking insane. Like, there's no fucking reason why any of them should have been let off the hook. Not even a fucking chat with the cops is insane. That's actually disgusting. And then people think that men don't need to be stood up for.
Into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago there was
I bet you if he sat there and he went public about it, he probably would get flamed by a bunch of fucking people. For what reason? For being fucking harassed and tracked down and stalked by fucking gooner bait bitches that sit here and fucking romanticize about getting kidnapped and stabbed and fucking blasted on. Oh my god, please.
Cosplay is not consent. Basically, it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent.
Oh, cosplay is not consent unless you're a guy. Unless you're a guy.
I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong.
If the furries are telling you that you're a dog shit human, you gotta get it together. You truly gotta get it together. At that point, if you're getting called out by furries, pack it up. Literally pack it up. Pack it up. I did not think that this was how this video was going to turn out. This is actually fucking insane. Yes, females in general need to be stopped. They need to go back and look back on that convention and everything that fucking happened, and they need to bring those bitches in and question them and fucking pack them up.
Were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were
never hold that convention again. I don't even know why they thought that shit was a good idea in the first place.
Also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For books.
I don't know if it's a book convention anymore.
Clubs are more respectful than this.
I don't know.
There needs to be more studies on how this stuff affects women's brains, because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is.
I can't believe I never heard about this.
Your brain on orgasms
I'm chronically online. I'm fucking chronically online,
is a powerful
and I've never heard of Sinners and Stardust convention before.
For arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, It's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists, psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex, and the other is, well, just words on paper.
They're
I'm
about
however
as
talking
equal.
about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by Gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase. Is reading smut harmful?
I don't know. Let's ask the woman that read 120 books straight of smut if reading smut is harmful to the fucking brain and the psychology. Let's ask her.
Shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be
Let's
shamed,
ask
bestiality
her
should be shamed,
after her
philia should be
121st book.
I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray,
In
so
1
to
year.
speak, along the spectrum
One
of harmful.
year.
Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure
Not
with
over
monsters,
many years.
slavery, or
1
sexual
year.
violence is not healthy. Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff.
They are
It's a
literally
pipeline,
cooking
right?
their
It's like
brains.
the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe0nHead, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking
The
Farm,
fact that you're
and the
getting
next thing you know,
emotionally
Mrs.
stimulated
Hands,
by
right?
a
Just
fucking
say
man
no.
cow
Just
is...
say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs, or like a 10-foot-tall dummy vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances? Asking for a friend.
I'm
Several
scared.
reasons. One, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further.
What?
Two, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures. We've been doing it in literature.
This shit is not human nature. What the fuck are you talking about? It's human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures? Oh, her brain is fried. Her brain is fried.
And art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol. 3, unique body forms / parts and so many different kinds of dicks. Scary,
What?
mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her. Kind takes...
Yes, man hating in the first thing, by the way, 90% of dark romance books is literally just the guy being a fucking literal abuser. So you're fantasizing over abusive men while men hating on normal men and then saying that all men are like this. But that's what you're turned on by. Oh, okay. I mean, that like you're contradicting yourself by literally flicking your bean to an abusive man in a book and then turning around and saying that like, oh, men are actually terrible though. Well, like, but they're so terrible. Why are you flicking your bean to it? Why are you turned on by it if they're so terrible? Oh, because it's fantasy. Okay.
Care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal association to real-life assholes, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men.
Do they hear, like, I don't understand if any of these women who are like, let's just go back through this. All of this shit is just them contradicting themselves. Human men are terrible. Romance books with human men are already part fantasy. But the fantasy that you're getting off to in these Gooner books is 90% of the time very abusive or grapist men. which does not account for men in general. Just a very small, weird fucking percentage. But that's the percentage that you're getting turned on by. Monsters takes the fantasy a bit further.
Fantasy, but Monsters just takes the fantasy.
Here we go. So many different kinds of peens. So many different kinds of so basically you're getting turned on by the worst form of what a man is represented as. And because it's in a book, it makes it different. And because there's lots of different variations of peens. So you're just objectifying men while also feeding your mind that all men or most men are genuinely like this.
Scary, mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle, etc. Maximal escapism, minimal
the call is
association
coming from
to
inside
real-life
the house.
animals, the patriarchy, misogyny, and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual.
The monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. This is literally man versus bear, and that's why there's a whole book of a girl getting fucked by a bear. Like,
actual men.
Are we? Monsters are less dangerous than dating an actual man. So I'm gonna go to a convention for smut books, and I'm going to sexually assault a man.
As a fat woman
Makes
of
sense.
color, modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic. And romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color. In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace.
Okay. This girl is quite literally just spewing bullshit. I'ma be real. Romance is not attainable for women of color? I am a chunky black girl. I am a chunky black woman. And I have the most fucking perfect man ever. So now what? And I don't go around reading cow porn.
And enjoy it. I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety.
It's not attainable for women who objectify men and think they're only good for two things, money and peen. So yes, I can understand why you're struggling in your romance, in your love life, because you look at a guy and you see one or two things. You see whether he can pay for your dinner and his peen size. Apparently. Because what if you're generally a good person, there's so many guys who don't give a fuck about looks and weight and actually just want a woman that loves them and appreciates them and actually respects them and looks at them for more than what they fucking own and have. So if you're struggling to get a man, maybe you should put down the fucking smut books and reevaluate your personality and how you treat men. I think that would be great. I think that would make that makes much sense.
Non-humans haven't
but you're
betrayed
one
and
of
hurt
you're
me,
very
so
one
they
of
feel
few
like a safe
PX.
haven,
There's a
if that
lot,
makes
trust
sense.
me. There's a
unusual.
lot of guys
Monsters
who
have big, fun
literally just want love. They literally just want love, and they're not fucking strung up on only looks. There's so I have actually ran into quite many. Yes. There's literally just guys out there who want to be loved. And they don't care. And being fat is not an excuse. I'm sorry. Being fucking fat is not an excuse.
Shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia. I don't know what I was
Gooners.
expecting, honestly. A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and
Pure
not men
Gooner.
because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society. But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those like dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop.
Hating men
But
is
they
just
don't
a
just want
trend.
a wild dominant man. They want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go
Hating
talk
men
to it.
is
With many
literally
women,
just a
there's
trend.
this desire for like danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that.
It's women want guys to be masculine and to be this dominant source of like protection, but then when a guy tries to show his masculine side, he gets deemed as toxic and a bad person. I really don't too much understand why most women they want these things in a guy. They want men to be men. But then when a man tries to be a man, oh, he's toxic, he's controlling, he's this, he's that. Do you want him to be this masculine macho man, or do you like, what do you want? You want him to act the way that you want him to act. You literally want to control every element of how he acts. Explain quickly,
that special
someone.
woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is
Exactly,
the average male
Miha.
fantasy, and
There,
a bunch of women
like
were
so many people
"You
just
want a
genuinely want someone
disabled
to
girl?"
love.
When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video,
I want a big,
they're
strong
basically
protector
both the
provider,
same
but I don't want him
fantasy.
to
This is
act
a
like
tale
that
as old as
in
time, the
actuality,
princess
because
being
that means
saved
he's
from the
trying to
dragon
control me
by
and
a
everything
knight
that I
in shining
do.
armor. Whether the dragon be a wheelchair
Holy fuck, how can
or
he protect
student
you if you don't
loans,
want to
But
be
in this case, the
protected?
woman is being f***ed by the dragon, and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it's
that's
not
just
that
straight
deep.
cuck.
There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness.
TikTok is straight
that's
brain
the,
rot. TikTok,
that's the
book
moral
talk,
of
this
video.
talk, like...
So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the
her cow
monster
onesie's so
romance
cute.
genre so
This is so
popular with
cute.
women in particular? And who is your weirdest hear me out? Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already.
No.
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe. You know what? Never mind. And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video. Bye!
Who is my hear? I don't even know if I have a hear me out, chat. Do I have a hear me out? This is something I have to think about. Do I have a hear me out? I wouldn't say I do. I don't think I have a hear me out. Yeah, I don't. Unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. Also, sorry, I'm just not reading. They only like the idea of a man, not the man itself, because the reality of dealing with one is too much. The brainwashing is deeply ingrained. It is. Only the benefits, never the accountability. Yes, I agree.